Plongez dans le grand bain de la vie locale avec Radio Grand Lac.
Your English Weekly. Your English Weekly. La chronique 100% en anglais de Radio Grand Lac avec Sinead.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back. So here we are with our 9th edition, and I'm your host, Sinead, from Your English Workshop. Today, my guest again is Carrie LaPrince, who was with us last week talking about her wonderful experience here in France with Thomas LaPrince and her yoga. And today we're talking about Thanksgiving. Is that right, Carrie?
Yes, it is.
Fantastic. So this is a huge event for the Americans, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And it's not just Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, American football. And of course, all that put together with the history. So once again, to all our fantastic listeners, thank you for listening to us. Thank you for joining us. And if you ever wish to participate on the show, don't hesitate to send me an SMS at 0678137889. And of course, if you wish to participate in one of our chronicles, send me a message for that too, okay? So this last week, our winner, who has not claimed his prize yet, but there will be a draw within the school this week, and maybe you could be one of our lucky winners. So if you want to hear for the expression that we had last week, you can always hear on the replay from Radio Grand Lac. And thanks again to Radio Grand Lac, to Jean-Pierre, who's beside us, and Sandra, of course, as well. So we'll see who wins the goodie bag. And today again, we have Carrie sponsoring us with a wonderful sparkling juice by Thomas LaPrince. Okay, so before we start, Carrie, are you ready?
I am, thank you.
Okay, great. So we're going to talk about this expression. Now, I know you know what it means. I just know you do. But anyway, here we go. So what does gobbling up mean? When I love to gobble up all my food, I love the turkey at Thanksgiving.
Gobble, gobble.
Yeah, exactly. Gobble, gobble. So we'll see at the end. We're not going to tell our spectators our listeners too early, and we'll tell them what it is at the end. Okay, Carrie. So we'll see, and we'll go on now to talk about Thanksgiving. And dear listeners, don't forget, if you wish to participate, it's every Tuesday from 12:30 to 1:45. Okay? Now, Carrie, can you introduce yourself again? I know you introduced yourself last week, but our listeners may not have been here last week, so off you go.
Terrific. Well, first of all, thank you again for having me. It's a pleasure to be here again.
That's great.
Thank you to you and Radio Grand Lac. I'm American, and I've been in France for about 8 years. I have a wonderful adopted dog, Layla Bell. She and I moved from New York City when I got married to my husband, who of course is Savoyard, who I met in New York. And we lived in Haute-Savoie and now Savoie. And I do a variety of things in France.
Oh, I know. We talked about that last week. It was very interesting. So if you want to listen to the what do we say, the replay back, or if you want to listen again, you can always go onto Radio Grand Lac and look back at our show from last week. Okay, so thanks again for coming, Carrie. That's fantastic. But accordingly, this is the biggest and busiest week for Americans, celebrating this big, famous day, Thanksgiving, which falls every Thursday. It's the 3rd Thursday of the month, if I'm correct, or the 4th.
Close. It's the 4th Thursday of November.
Okay, and this year it's this Thursday. So when did this tradition start?
Well, in the year of 1620, 102 people sailed from Plymouth, England on a ship called the Mayflower and landed in New England. And only half of these pilgrims survived through the first winter. And when they settled in the spring of 1621, they were greeted in English from a member of the Abenaki tribe. An American Indian named Squanto, a member of the Pusatec tribe, who had been a prisoner from the English, taught the pilgrims how to cultivate the land and survive. And he also helped the settlers forge an alliance with the local Wampanoag tribe. Lots of tribes going on. Then that November, the pilgrims and Indians came together to enjoy a meal that they harvested in thanks. And then, in 1863, President Abraham Lincoln made it a national holiday. And this year, we celebrate 300 years anniversary.
Oh, wow.
We give thanks and we remember and celebrate Thanksgiving. And I'm actually a Mayflower descendant and part of the Mayflower Society.
Oh, wow. You're part of that descendant of the Mayflower. So you go back 300 generations. So you are a real American then.
Yes, but anyone who celebrates Thanksgiving can be American.
Okay. So what exactly is the traditional Thanksgiving?
Sure. So a traditional Thanksgiving is a gathering of people who share a meal that could include a roasted turkey, although it wasn't originally turkey.
What was it?
Oh, gosh, golly. It was actually a mix of a type of pheasant as well as deer.
Okay.
And, obviously,
game.
Yes, like wild game.
Okay.
And turkey stuffing, green bean casserole, mashed potatoes, gravy, dinner rolls, cornbread, cranberry sauce, sweet potatoes, butternut squash
no, you have
soup.
to stop. I'm getting too hungry here talking about all this. This is dinner time.
Yes, right? Pumpkin pie, apple pie, pecan pie, and the meal is usually served in the afternoon.
Okay. Well, that all sounds very delicious. A little bit strange, though, this pumpkin pie thing, but you can tell me more about that after. So why is it called Thanksgiving? I think I know, because of the thanks and the giving, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct. It is. It's about giving thanks and being grateful.
Yes, it's true. We do have to be grateful. That's something we tend to forget. So come back to this foodie thing here. So apparently there are foods like pumpkin pie. So what exactly is pumpkin pie? And is that not supposed to be just a savory?
I love pumpkin pie. It's sweet, actually, and it has some mild spice. It could have cinnamon or cardamom or nutmeg. It's delicious. But there's also strange dishes. They started in the southern United States, like ambrosia, which have marshmallows and citrus, cherries, coconut. It's strange, but popular.
No, but hang on, Kerry. Only Americans could eat such things. No, honestly. You couldn't ask a Frenchman to eat that. I mean, with all the good food we get here, like our foie gras, how could we eat marshmallows with what?
Well, it's a southern thing. Okay. Us Yankees, we don't usually have that in our dinner table.
Oh, yeah, you're a little bit more cosmopolitan up there, aren't you?
Well, we're Union. We're Yankees.
Okay, so listen, do all Americans celebrate this celebration like throughout the world or just in America? Tell me a little bit about this.
Yeah, so it's a holiday for everyone in every state. And, the beauty of Thanksgiving is that everyone, every state, every region makes it their own. Family, gathering, sharing, it's completely inclusive.
So I presume if you're not American, you celebrate anyway, no?
Yes, and Americans, we welcome a continual blending and sharing of cultures, a melting pot, if you will.
Stop. Today they're saying it's a salad bowl.
a melange.
Yeah, I'm only joking.
No, yeah, so for example, my Italian friends, they'll make a baked ziti as a side dish. And my French Haute Savoie in-laws, when they visited us, they brought French cheese and wine.
I'm sure you had all the neighbours over for that, no?
We did.
Of course you did. It's so delicious. They couldn't resist it. Compared to marshmallows with, I can't remember, with the synonym or whatever. So anyway, which city do you think celebrates best? Of you being a New Yorker, I can only imagine what you're going to say.
Yes, well, at least for me, it's definitely the East Coast because the origins are there. And as a New Yorker and a New Jersey girl, I love the annual Macy's Day Parade. But, it's not a competition. We save that for American football.
Ah, okay. American football. You just talked about. Do they not watch the American football on Thanksgiving too? I would love to have one of those American guys hug me. They're so muscly and so I drool over them. But anyway, I'll keep that for another day.
Yeah, I mean, we get to root for our home team, and we all often throw the ball around after Thanksgiving. Would you like to hear about the origin of football for Thanksgiving?
Oh, what is it then exactly?
So in 1876, the university started playing American football on Thanksgiving, and then the professional football, the NFL, it has been a tradition since 1920. And now teams, they even wear like throwback uniforms from the past on game day.
What is a throwback uniform?
So it's a uniform that they've worn in the past, maybe an old logo or, something vintage, something retro.
Okay. And is it really as popular as people say, this football? Like, is this football thing like something that you just have to do or you have to be part of in America?
Yes, you want to be part of it because it's just amazing.
Oh, and were you ever part of it?
Oh. You can see my face right now. I actually was. I was a cheerleader. I was captain for a few years.
And you just swung your baton around like the cheerleaders do?
Well, I didn't have a baton, but I did have poms.
Nice.
I had pom-poms and I danced as well.
Oh, goodness. Oh, I'm sure we can find a few photos of that somewhere. Anyway, so nothing like it was celebrated back in the 1620s, or 1621 to be exact. It was the 300th anniversary. So, and they didn't have what they have today, Black Friday. Okay, so I'm just throwing this in because this thing of Black Friday is driving me nuts this week, okay? So when did this tradition start?
Sure. I'm going to correct myself, though. I just realized I did say 300, and I'm back 100 years. So it's actually 400. So I'm like 16 plus. Yeah. So it's 400 years. That's incredible. Regarding the Black Friday. So, that started in the 1960s in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Black Friday is the biggest in-store shopping day of the year in the U.S. The storekeepers needed to make some money. And this is where the black comes in, the black for profit rather than the red for debt. It's a day to get great deals, and the incentives in the stores have often been incredible.
Well, I think they're making a big profit in this country as well at the same time. Might even buy my toaster this Black Friday if I get a good deal on that.
Wonderful.
So we hear about Cyber Monday as well. Explain to our listeners, what's a Cyber Monday?
Sure. So there's Black Friday. And there's actually Small Business Saturday, which is supporting your local small businesses. We take a little rest, eat some more turkey on Sunday. And then Cyber Monday, which is e-commerce, online shopping.
Okay, so which means really then that you need to do all your shopping online before if you want to get your Christmas presents on time, is it?
It's extremely likely, yes.
Okay, so it's a little bit connected. Okay. Coming back to this turkey stuff, because... now I know it's lunch, and of course we're thinking of food. I heard, now, is this a myth or is it true? I heard the president runs around after his turkey in his garden.
I don't know about that, but I do know that turkeys get pardoned by presidents, which started with Ronald Reagan, who sent his to a farm. And this year, Joe Biden pardoned two. Their names are Peanut Butter and Jelly.
Oh, for goodness sake. Now, just explain to the listeners, what does pardon mean?
A pardon means that they are free to live forever.
Oh, aren't they lucky? They were really lucky turkeys.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not a myth. So tell us just a little secret about yourself. Do you celebrate Thanksgiving here in France?
I certainly try.
Oh, and how do you do it? Do you organize like on a Sunday rather than a Thursday, or do you try to keep to the Thursday?
I try to do Thursday because for me it's traditional, but I can go to a Saturday.
So I've actually heard, and I don't know if it's true or not, that Thanksgiving is more important than Christmas?
The beauty of Thanksgiving is that no matter what the origins or beliefs, non-denominational, everyone celebrates. And, companies, if working, people have more time off for Thanksgiving than Christmas. And it's also the biggest travel day. Thanksgiving really launches the rest of the winter holidays, no matter what people celebrate.
Okay. Well, we could be talking about this all day and talking about food. We'd have no problem with that. Even Jean-Pierre is looking at me, and he'd eat the food too, huh? But anyway, just before we finish, let's go back to the beginning. We had our expression, gobbling up. So what does that mean, Carries, to gobble up? I know you know what it means.
Yes, gobble, gobble. It means to eat something in its entirely very quickly and eagerly.
So, yeah, like eating the turkey. Although I'm not sure I'd be able to eat too much turkey like that. I'd probably fall asleep after. Anyway, thank you to all our listeners for listening to Your English Weekly. And, of course, if you have any suggestions or you think you might have won this fantastic little sparkling juice here in front of us, send me a message at info@yourenglishworkshop.com or by SMS 0678137889. And of course, if you want to re-listen to this program, you can connect or learn more about us at www.yourenglishworkshop.com or directly by Grand Radio Lac 92.1. Okay, we'll be back next week for another Your English Weekly, and next week we will be with Lisa Devon from Réseau Entrepreneur. And after, at 1 o'clock, don't forget there's a special show with Dr. Palat talking about the association 5 for You, 5 pour toi. That is taking place this Friday in the casino for the charity for the children. So please stay tuned in for that for 1 o'clock. And we wish you all a wonderful week. And thanks again to Radio Grand Lac at 92.1.
Your English Weekly. Your English Weekly. La chronique 100% en anglais de Radio Grand Lac avec Sinead.
Vous écoutez Radio Grand Lac sur 92.1. 92.1.